The following podcast contains spoilers for Transformers, Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon, and Transformers 4, Age of Extinction. Haven't seen any of those yet. That's weird. This is like a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise easily, so you're missing out and also pretty lucky.
Hello and welcome to Uncultured Swine. My name is Ethan.
And I'm Joe.
Today we're going to talk about the Transformers movie franchise and what we think of it.
All of it.
All of it so far. All of the Transformers movies. All of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. Starting with Transformers. But first of all, I want to talk about our experience with Transformers before the movies.
I have not had much. I had some of the toys when I was a kid, and I was really into Armada when I was in preschool, but I don't remember much of it.
I watched the original series. I had a DVD with like the first 14 episodes. I don't know how many episodes. It was a good chunk of the first season. Maybe it was the whole first season of Transformers G1. And I watched that over and over and over again. And then I got into Transformers Cybertron. And from Cybertron I got into Armada. But I also had a ton of the toys.
I kind of looked into it again kind of in high school. I watched a little bit of G1, and then I did try watching Beast Wars, and I couldn't stomach it.
Oh, I had a toy for Beast Wars, and with that toy came an episode of Beast Wars.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so I watched that episode.
Just an episode.
Just an episode of Beast Wars.
Horrible show.
No, it's
awful. I
didn't think it was that bad. But
I saw a little bit of Transformers Prime, the newest one.
I watched a little bit of that.
That
too.
one was cool.
It had cool animation. I didn't really like the design of the Transformers.
Yeah. I liked the animated.
I didn't like that one.
I thought that one was cool.
That's the same thing. It was a little too goofy for me. I don't know. Yeah.
I liked the young hip Optimus Prime.
Yeah, that's what bothered me though.
He was like a young hot guy. Did I just say that?
Oh, Optimus.
Oh, Optimus.
You look great today.
He was my first celebrity crush.
No, I had a ton of toys. Okay, so Joe and I grew up in the golden age of Transformers toys.
We did.
It was the best. All of the regular Hasbro toys. Hasbro? Yeah, it is Hasbro.
Yeah, Hasbro. Yeah.
All of the regular Hasbro toys that came out were just great. They had cool transformations.
No, they had actual metal pieces on them and stuff.
Yeah,
and it was no, I mean, when I was a kid, when I had them, they were really frustrating, and I didn't really appreciate them until a few years later. I wish I still had them. I don't know where they went. I still have the McDonald's. I think it's Armada toys.
Yeah,
from 2002. I still have that.
I wish I had kept all of my Transformers too. That's one of my biggest regrets is I sold them. And I not even for a good amount of money.
You could have sold them now.
I know. I could have made a good, but I want to buy.
Did you sell them at a garage sale?
No, I think I sold them on eBay.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did you make?
Well, okay, so it was a lot for a kid. It was $70.
Okay.
But not a lot for a starving college student.
Yeah, no.
Who knows what they're worth now. Anyway, so that was our experience. I love Transformers. I think they're the coolest thing ever.
I always thought it was cool. I don't know a whole lot about it. It was one of those giant robot things that wasn't Japanese enough for me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's super cool.
It's cool, and so that was our experience with it before 2007. And then 2007 rolled around.
I literally associate the year 2007 with Transformers. Whenever somebody brings up 2007, the first thing that pops into my mind is, oh, Transformers came out that summer.
Yeah, I remember having intense conversations with another Transformers friend of mine in third grade? Third grade? Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and we were very excited. Unfortunately, it was rated PG-13, and I was 8.
You're parents didn't want you to see Transformers.
That is correct.
It's a movie based off of a line of kids' toys.
I know, and I had a ton of them.
Dude, my dad was like excited for that movie. He was like, "Oh, let's go!" And then we went and saw it, and it like ruined Hollywood movies for him forever. But I thought it was sweet.
So I didn't see it until much later, but
that is a bummer. That was one of my favorite movie experiences as a kid. I just remember grinning in the theater watching this movie because I like hadn't seen an action blockbuster movie like that before that got like that creative with like the CGI and stuff. And now a lot of movies like are a lot like it. Now.
Yeah, no kidding. This really like kicked off the like big Michael Bay style.
Like I'm not saying like the movie had like major cultural impact or anything, but if you look at like a lot of CGI heavy Hollywood films from before that, none of them like Transformers was the first one that looked, I don't want to say real, but got really creative with it.
Yeah, I think this is when Michael Bay started to really master the craft of like CG integrated with. Yeah. Not to mention ILM did all of the Transformers and like ILM is like
Mm-hmm. No, I love going on YouTube and watching like the little VFX breakdowns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's super interesting.
Well, and I think this is like one of the first really successful movies of like blending those crazy CGI people into an actual like action scene.
Maybe not one of the first, but maybe one of the, I hesitate to say perfected.
Yeah, I wouldn't say perfected.
It looks really good still.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like all the action scenes are pretty well done. It is
the first Transformers film is one of my favorite action movies to this day.
Yeah,
like it's in my top 5.
So like, let's talk about why we both like this movie. And at the end of talking about this movie, I'm going to ask you to rate it.
Okay.
But so we both enjoy this movie. This is a movie that we enjoy, and reasons that we like it. Number 1, Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia LaBeouf. Everybody gives Shia LaBeouf shit. I think he's cool. He seems like a nice guy. He's a little weird, but I like his acting. I've never not liked a Shia LaBeouf performance.
The Sam Witwicky character is like the funniest character
funny.
ever.
He's cool. I like Sam Witwicky.
So just like. He like shines in this movie.
Yeah.
You could tell that Shia LaBeouf is having a good time.
I'm glad Shia LaBeouf is like has found his place, really in the film industry. But I miss this Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, me too.
I miss it.
It was like Disney Channel up until the end of Transformers. Shia LaBeouf, like that was like his like.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's his golden years because he's like doing well for himself.
No, he's doing better.
Yeah,
now,
and he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, but like man, I fucking love Shia LaBeouf in these movies like, for whatever reason.
He like gives like such a grounded like a lot of people complain that the Transformers movies they don't have enough robots, which I do agree.
That's for what?
No, I do.
That's so stupid.
Well, okay, seriously though, it's more Sam's story than Robot's story.
Good.
Well,
you can't relate to a big metal dummy.
Then call it Shia LaBeouf the movie, but. Which I would watch. I would watch Shia LaBeouf the movie.
That's like when people say Godzilla 2014 wasn't about Godzilla, and it's like, how would you tell a story that way?
I don't know. I'm just... Well, okay, but Godzilla doesn't talk and have problems.
Exactly.
So but the Transformers do.
Okay, good.
They have a backstory, and like, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, but they're also not real. So
they're not real, but they've got voices.
I like... You said Sam Witwicky was grounded, and I think he's wacky, but like, to like... this sort of there's restraint to how wacky he is.
Well, yeah, but he seems like a dude. He just seems like a really weird dude.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. He's a fun dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean by grounded. Like you relate with him, which is why you like his. You root
it's
for
like,
him.
It's like in the first movie it's like, oh no girls, and then the second movie it's like, oh no college, and the third movie it's like, oh no jobs. It's like and then there's robot stuff. It's relatable.
Shia LaBeouf deals with girls and robots. Anyway, other things that I like about the first Transformers movie, we talked about the CG, we talked about Shia LaBeouf. I think Michael Bay I don't hate Michael Bay's directing choices in this movie. I think a lot of the, the Michael Bay shot, the low angle spinning around them with a long focal length.
Which I actually really enjoy.
It's a good shot if it's used well, but it's just not used well by him anymore. It's used for everything.
I think the thing that stands out to me, coming back to the first movie years after it's come out, and after seeing all the sequels, I think the first movie shows there's restraint there.
Oh yeah, me
like,
too.
Yeah, like somebody's like, I don't want to say Michael Bay doesn't know what he's doing, because he obviously does. Like he clearly has like a style, and like he's a really. I mean, obviously he's like a. He's a business guy.
Yeah, he is a business.
He knows
how to sell his movies.
He knows how to make a movie that's sellable.
Yeah, and he knows how to recreate the sellability of every movie that he makes.
Actually like maybe like, if this makes sense, like I might not like every Michael Bay movie, but I always enjoy the direction for how just like in your face it is.
It's in your face, and it's always the same. So like he doesn't. He's not like, I'm gonna try something new. He's like, I'm gonna make a movie.
Yeah, because he knows what sells.
Yeah,
he makes bank at it. So
yeah, which is crazy. Like everybody. Here's my thing with moviegoers. Like, there are people who go to movies and they're like, that was dumb. Michael Bay needs to stop doing stuff like this. Then stop going to his movies.
Exactly. Everybody's always like, another Transformers. I guess I'll see it. Just see how bad it is. Yeah. It's like, that's why I keep making them.
And that's the thing that we need to talk about later, is about the all Transformers movies are bad assumption. Continuing on, anything else about the first Transformers movie?
I just think it's a really solid action movie through and through. I think the characters are fun and wacky without being like too outrageous. I think the action scenes are really awesome and creative. I love like the Transformers voice cast and stuff.
Oh, you know what?
It's just super creative.
I think this is the best one that Megan Fox, like out of the two Megan Fox, like she actually does okay in this one.
Yeah, she's fine in it. I honestly, like, seriously, like, I don't really, like, I know it's not a perfect movie, but I don't really have any issues with it. I just think it's like the perfect summer blockbuster.
There are, like, if you're watching the movie, you can say, well,
if you watch it critically, yeah. Like,
well, even if you just watch it as like a movie, you're like, okay, whatever, or like that one line was a bad line.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, that joke didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Like, but like I don't know.
Pantsing the. Like, take off all your clothes and give us your car, like that. That's like,
okay, yeah.
Like, why does that have to be in there?
Okay, Michael, but then like. No, but it's like the action scenes all make up for it.
And
I also think it's like a pretty well paced movie too.
That I agree with that.
It's such like a steady roller coaster of like downtime and action, and it works.
It's very loud. It's a very loud movie.
Good.
Yeah, like after the scene where Sam first meets Bumblebee, like actual Bumblebee, it's just like on 10 the entire way.
Yeah, no, good.
It's so loud.
It's a Michael Bay movie. It's loud, like in an audio sense, but it's also loud in like a visual sense and like a character sense. So
exactly, like every frame is so full of stuff. Yeah. It's crazy.
And again, like I saw this movie when it came out as a kid in the theater, and I thought it was the raddest thing ever. And like even now, I watch it like maybe once a year, and I'm surprised still by how much I enjoy it.
Well, every time I want to watch an action movie like that, I do think of Transformers. Like, that's one of the movies that I'm just like, you know what? I want to watch Shia LaBeouf act like a doofus.
Yeah.
That makes it fun for me. I like action movies that are fun. So,
I like Transformers, the first movie.
I do too.
I think I wouldn't hesitate to say that it's great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I wouldn't say that it's a great movie, but I do think it's awesome.
No, it's like it's not maybe it's not a great movie, or maybe it is.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's a great time.
It is. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe us, go back and watch it. It's fun.
This movie was one of the first DVDs that I ever purchased, like with my own money, and I watched it over and over and over and over again, and it's sweet. And
yeah.
awesome.
If you wanna if you go into this movie thinking about it like that and not thinking about like another goddamn Transformers movie, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
So rating.
I don't know. See, like number ratings aren't like, I don't know about number ratings, but like would I recommend it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I had to give it, if you're forcing me to give it a number rating, I'd say, you know, fuck it, 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I like it.
Oh,
I think it's cool. It's
fun.
give
it like a 7.5, 8. But that's just like movie wise, that's how I get it.
Yeah.
But
like
then
critically, yeah, I agree with you there. But like on like in terms of how much I enjoy it.
Should you watch this movie? Yes, you should watch this movie.
Definitely, it's
cool. We think you should watch this movie.
You probably already have.
Yeah. Moving on.
What are you doing?
Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen.
This this is where I have problems.
2009, directed by Michael Bay.
Obviously.
Well, I know. And then written by like 7 people.
I think Transformers 2, I think it fumbles like right out of the gate. I think it starts a little wonky, and then it just never really picks up that consistency that the first movie
Here's
had.
the thing with I don't want to watch the beginning of Transformers 2. Like I like Shia LaBeouf's character. I think him going through college is good. His parents are stupid in this movie.
Oh my god, they're absolute cartoon characters, and they get way too much screen time.
And so is Megan Fox. In this movie, Megan Fox isn't the girl.
Megan Fox is annoying in this movie.
She is. In the first movie, she was the popular high school girl who has a dad in prison, and like you're like, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah. And this movie, she's
she's worried about being shallow in the first movie.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
in this movie, she's the sexy girlfriend.
Yeah, that's it. That's her
character.
Oh my god. And honestly, like, the movie, I think, okay, I wouldn't say it fumbles out of the gate. I think the first, like, 15 or so minutes of the movie is really cool, with, like, the caveman stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The title sequence.
I always forget about that.
It's like 2 minutes of the movie, but it's, like, really neat. It's like, wow, they actually went out and shot, like, a whole caveman sequence.
And then they talk about the Fallen and...
Yeah. No, that whole action sequence in China is, like, ridiculous.
This is what I'm talking about. Transformers exposition. I want to know about the Transformers. That's what I want. As the child, that's why I watched...
Wait, so you're saying they did it right with this movie by starting with the Transformers?
No, this is like the only time they do it. Well, okay, yes. I would say... Yes. Well, okay, that's my thing about this movie. I like this movie. I like that it's almost all robots, this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Well, I mean, like... This movie I think has the worst lineup of robots in it too.
Oh yeah,
some of the robots in it are just annoying. Like the Skids and Mudflap characters are just awful. Like
they introduced the tiny robot, the RC car kid.
Yeah.
And
like again, like the China action sequence in the opening of this movie is really cool. It doesn't top the Qatar military base sequence from the first movie because that bit's awesome. It's like a really cool action sequence, but. It knows like all these movies know how to start really strong. But,
yeah.
But then the movie just kind of trips.
It gets you invested in the story of the Autobots and the Decepticons and the Fallen and how they're gonna deal with it, and then it cuts to Sam Witwicky in college having visions and almost having sex with a random girl. Who turns out to be a Transformer.
This movie spends way too much time with Sam in college.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just don't... The roommate character is just terrible. And
I like the idea that they set up a website to try and track down Transformers. That's kind of cool.
It's funny, but like I think he's in the movie for the whole thing. Like there's so much time, and most of all the college stuff is spent like with him like there for humor. Yeah. And then he's there for the rest of the movie, like tags along on the little adventure, and I never know why he's there.
Is it the first movie where they go to the dude's house and he's playing DDR?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if they just transferred...
That guy had a purpose. He was
like that guy was a fun character. Like, I always laugh at him kicking his cousin out of the room.
Yeah, when he eats the whole plate of donuts in the creation room is hilarious.
Yeah. So he's funny. I like him.
And they replace him with this annoying college roommate in this movie who I just hate. I hate him. He's annoying.
Yeah, Leo is his name.
Yeah, Leo.
And he almost cries at that one point in the movie, and you're like, yes, cry.
He just does like yelling, and it's like the only reason he's there.
Yeah, I think there is a really, really cool action sequence in this, and it's the one where Optimus dies.
Oh, in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
That is an awesome sequence.
It's like the best scene in the whole movie. It's just there's like restraint there.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie doesn't have that.
Yeah, you follow follow Sam, and you see this brawl of all of the Decepticons versus Optimus Prime, and you're like, oh man, oh no.
Yeah, there's like you see like Transformers like behind trees and stuff, and there's this really awesome sense of scale.
No, yeah, that's what I was.
There's like these faraway shots of like Sam running around with like Transformers chasing after him, and you're like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, and there's contrast too. You never really see until Transformers 4. Transformers like in the woods. Like there's that green versus like the nature versus the metal, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
which is a really good band name. Nature versus the metal.
Michael Bay's Transformers. And there's a really cool shot in it. It's like this slow-mo shot where Optimus Prime punches Megatron in the face, and there's like this cool like high-pitched like slow-mo metal ting to it.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving's. I mean, like, I remember reading an interview with him where he just, like, totally didn't really care for the role, and that he was really only doing it for the paycheck, which I get, but you know what? Like, I could never tell that he was phoning it in.
Yeah. He was having fun. He wasn't having fun.
Probably
but
not.
I was having fun is what I meant to say.
Yeah, no, he's a cool Megatron. Yeah. And I miss him.
Yeah, his voice is good. You got a good voice, Hugo. Hit us up if you want to give us your voice.
He's never gonna do that.
Is there anything else about Transformers 2 that you like or dislike?
Lots of stuff. I think the Fallen, the whole plot of the movie, I think is like really lackluster. Like I know the first movie didn't have like the coolest plot in the world, but it did cool stuff with like Sector 7 and stuff with like Sam's like great grandfather or whatever. But like this movie's plot is like the Fallen, which is a concept that was never mentioned before and is never brought up again. So it's this weird piece of Transformers lore that doesn't really have a place.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make a difference in the long run.
Also, in this movie, so in the first movie, the MacGuffin was the Allspark. All of the Transformers wanted the Allspark because it's like some...
There's a MacGuffin in every movie.
Yeah. But I'm saying, and then the MacGuffin in this movie is the Matrix. And...
It's a key to Okay, first of all, I think the plot of a giant of like Transformers hiding a giant cannon in the Great Pyramids to blow up the sun is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't buy that. I know it's a Transformers movie, but like it was always so like dumb to me. Like it was a little too stupid.
I agree with that, and I don't know. It just seemed kind of forced to put in a big monument so that they can sell it in the advertising.
And I think the Allspark is cool because it's established that it's this mysterious object that creates. Like it's just this box of power that just makes life, and that's so cool.
Also, that is like a continuous actual Transformers object.
Yeah, no, and then the Matrix has no rules.
No.
It's like this weird spirally looking thing, and it's a key for a cannon. But it also brings Optimus Prime back to life, so it's like, what was it made for? I don't know. I don't like the Matrix.
Is it supposed to be like make it a key and like also have the Allspark in this movie? Yeah. Or make it the Allspark?
They explain like why didn't they just use like the Allspark shard or something? Mm-hmm. Like that was a big plot point of the movie. Until
it burned through his house.
Yeah. No, even in the first movie, they explain what is the Allspark. It's raw power. Yeah, that's all it is, and that's so cool. It's a mystery box.
Yeah,
literally.
And it kills Megatron, which is cool.
Which makes sense. It's raw power. It makes sense to me.
But then it brings him back to life in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, which makes sense because all the Transformers are supposed to come from the Allspark too.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned this while we were watching it, but I mean, despite the flaws that every Michael Bay movie has, I appreciate that he tries to like just throw in whatever he can, because like in the sequence where they wake up Megatron at the bottom of the ocean and he comes barreling up through the water and like any other director, I feel like would have just had the scene end with him just like swimming up to shore.
Yeah.
But then Michael Bay has him destroy a submarine on the way up for no reason at all, and it's cool. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't need an action sequence right then and there, but he put one in anyway, and it was like 10 seconds, but it was cool.
Ooh, Soundwave's in this movie.
Oh, the satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
No, but Soundwave's my favorite. He's my favorite Transformer.
I hate Soundwave's voice in these movies. It's so cartoony to me.
Well, yeah, it's a reference. It's a reference to the cartoon.
I'm a big satellite.
Because that's what he sounds like. And actually, in like G1, he kind of has this like synthesizer voice, where he's like, it's actually dope. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of Soundwave like taking over like a government satellite is cool. I like all the surveillance stuff that's in this movie.
I also like all of Soundwave's little helper robots. Like, that's a cool part of all of the cartoons, and they totally got
that weird like 2D Transformer made of all the microbots is like ridiculous, but it's cool.
And is the Puma in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is his name?
I don't remember.
Prowl.
Prowl, yeah.
Prowl is his name. And Prowl's cool in this one, too.
I think Jetfire is a really sweet Transformer, and it's one of the better Transformer designs from these movies.
I don't like his plane form, though.
I think it's cool.
I wish he was like an actual like older plane. I think that would be cool.
I thought he was fine. I just like his metal beard. I think is really
the metal
cool.
beard is cool.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part about Hound.
And he's got like a cap that he has to like push up every so often.
Yeah, and he's got
he's old, and he's got a cane.
Yeah, the
he's
cane.
like old and crotchety, and he like farts out parachutes and stuff. It's funny.
Yeah.
I like Jetfire in this movie. I think the first movie has a desert action sequence in Qatar, which I think is cool for like being in like the first act of the movie
with Scorponok, and that's cool.
But then the whole climax of this movie is in like ancient ruins in Egypt, and all the stakes are just like.
Well, it's because they set it up. They were like, "This is going to be the battleground," and then it was like, "This is the battleground."
Well, I know the big threat is that the sun is potentially going to like cease to be, which is like that's like huge stakes, but like
and they should have shown that, like they should have like started firing the laser and like had the sun start to like melt out.
No, I mean I don't have a problem with them like never firing the cannon. I have a problem with the fact that there's no I don't worry about the collateral damage being caused by because the final action sequence in the first movie like took place in the middle of a city.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh shit, like there's a ton of people at stake.
My favorite Autobot died.
Yeah, Jazz.
Jazz, he's the coolest.
Yeah. But no, in here it's just like, oh no, that old stone wall fell over. Oh no.
Pillars!
Oh, look at that pillar fall over.
Oh, and there's a really bad like sequence where Megatron and Starscream are trying to find Sam and Megan Fox's character and
you mean in the house?
Yeah.
I like that bit. It's okay.
And then Starscream's like, I found you!
Yeah, it was before the battle really started. I was okay with it. I think the sequence where Sam dies and goes to Transformer Heaven is so stupid.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. And they use that, I don't know that voice actor's name, but they didn't bother to change his voice at all. Like, I like him, but like, I recognize his voice whenever I hear it, and he plays the primes in this, and it's like, that guy?
Yeah.
Like, that's the voice? That's the most creative voice you can come up with?
Also, I don't like the way that they deal with Jetfire at the end. Because Jetfire... combining Transformers is cool.
Yeah.
The way that they did Devastator was cool.
Oh my god, Devastator's sweet until they give him robot balls.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
The way they do Devastator is cool.
The sequence where Devastator is actually combining with a bunch of different pieces is one of the cooler bits in the whole movie.
The way that Optimus puts on Jetfire as a jetpack is cool. But then that's the end of Jetfire.
I like Jetfire's death in this movie. He says, I never did anything worth doing until now. He wanted to redeem himself, and he like rips out his own heart.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. And then after Optimus is done, he has like one wing and he just kind of throws it on the ground. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he like walks into the frame in slow motion. He just like falls apart.
Yeah. And then you're like, well, that was Jetfire, I guess.
Cool.
So Transformers 2 is a movie.
It's do you recommend it? I think if you have a high tolerance for Michael Bay's worst movies,
yeah,
sure. I don't think it's a very good sequel.
No, I do. No, I have that written down. Bad sequels.
I think the characters are like they're too outrageous, and the plot is just underwritten.
It's got
to me.
The characters are everybody except like Sam is not done well.
I think it takes one step forward in like every wrong place, and it takes one step back in every good place.
Yeah, there's a stupid love like plot.
Oh my god!
Where Sam
can't say I love you,
and that's bad. And his parents trying to let go of their big man.
So many characters in this movie are just cartoon characters.
Yeah,
now.
with really cliche needs, and
I hate the roommate. I hate the parents. I hate a good chunk of the Transformers.
A lot of Megan Fox. I
hate Megan Fox in this movie. I hate the roommate again. I really hate the roommate.
He's
so annoying.
Roommate.
I think the plot is bleh.
Yeah, the plot is bleh. It's the heroes have to save the world. That's the movie.
That's literally it.
That's every action.
And at
movie.
the end, you're like, oh, that happened.
Yeah.
So
rating for Transformers 2.
is whatever out of 10.
Yeah. It's a...
I don't super like it, but again, it's an action movie, so if you like put it on, I'll watch it and be entertained by it.
This is like eating chips and salsa, but instead of having chips, you had like saltines.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, saltines and salsa. That's our rating for Transformers 2. Dark of the Moon.
Okay, so when I saw Dark of the Moon in the theaters, I remember thinking exactly, like, it was one of the first movies I ever saw in a theater where I caught myself thinking, ugh. And it, like, ew, this is bad. And, like, I used to think the first, like, 40 or so minutes of this movie was just, like, the worst thing ever, and then once the action kicked in, it was bearable. But, on this rewatch, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I don't remember being this okay with Transformers Dark of the Moon.
I think the first time I watched this movie was with you during a Transformers marathon, so I was...
Oh, yeah.
I did not, like, I wasn't registering anything. I didn't remember anything from this movie when we went to watch it again. And so... It was basically my first watch of this movie, and so, but I liked it. I liked it.
All of a sudden I like this movie now. Like, I liked it before, but I like it more than I used to, and that really surprises me.
Yeah, I like the Sam trying to find a job thing.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think John Malkovich I thought was weird when I first saw this movie, and then now, like, I saw him again, like, going back to it later, I'm like, hey, he's weird. That's
Same
funny.
thing with Ken Jeong. I think he's...
I thought he was terrible when I first saw this movie. I was like, oh, I hate this character.
Yeah, we got to that part in the movie. He's like, oh, he's the worst part of this movie. And then I was like, when does he get bad?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, wait, he's not so bad. And again, like, he's the same problem that a lot of the characters in Transformers 2 have. He's like a cartoon character. But he's in the movie for so little that... And his scenes actually, like, make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, and then he gets murdered by a Transformer. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, he's like, Deep Wang, Deep Throat, Watergate. Pink, as in Floyd. As in Dark Side of the Moon.
And I think the new girlfriend is fine.
I'm okay with her.
Yeah, I thought the villain was okay too.
Sentinel Prime?
No, the human villain.
Human villain.
The one working...
Oh, you mean Frances McDormand? She wasn't a villain.
No, the dude. The
Patrick
business...
Dempsey.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
I don't know.
Did I say that right?
I don't... Yeah.
You know, I like the idea that he was kind of like reluctantly working for the Decepticons. He was just afraid of losing the war, being on the losing side. He keeps talking about how he inherited the client and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the whole history with him, it goes back to like his dad and his company in like the 60s.
Well, and he does try to save New Girlfriend. Like, he's like, you can be here with me.
He's not a ridiculously evil villain.
Yeah, he's just a dude who like was... Yeah, I thought he was fine. I mean,
he's got a couple scenes where he's like a total James Bond villain, and he like monologues, and he's like, "Ooh, Sam, you picked the wrong side this time. Ooh, you kid." And he's like, but like he keeps mentioning like during the whole Chicago battle sequence that he's like, "Do you think I wanted this?" It's like, oh,
I don't know. I also think like there's a lot of war games in this movie.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like spying and like double crossing and stuff like just like weird spy stuff that goes on between the Decepticons and the Autobots.
I love like that like space race conspiracy stuff is really cool to me. So when you put it in a movie with Transformers,
yeah,
it's cool. And they put Buzz Aldrin is in this movie.
Yeah.
And he comes out and you can tell he's like not an actor and he's not actually looking at anything on set because the Transformers are CG and you're like, we're sworn to secrecy, and it's like, oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. but like I like the watch Transformer is cool.
Yeah.
That they forced Shia LaBeouf to double cross the Autobots.
I like that twist of the government sending the Autobots back to space.
I like the twist that it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, no, I remember being in the theater and watching this, and that was the part of the movie where I was like, oh no, they're going to send Optimus Prime back to space.
This movie does that really well. They actually like play to your emotions a lot in this movie, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, like I'm not saying this movie made us cry or anything.
No, but you did feel something.
Feel things.
Which you didn't in the last movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part during the Battle of Chicago where What? Starscream? No, it's just a random Decepticon, isn't it? Who is it? Like
Which scene are you talking
Blackout? They're like he murders one of the Autobots and then he's about to kill Bumblebee.
Oh, it's Shockwave.
Oh, it is Is it Shockwave?
Yeah.
I like Shockwave too.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. Shockwave's another one of my favorite Transformers.
You mentioned that in the last movie.
No, that's Soundwave.
Oh, shit. Wait, no. No, it was Soundwave in Dark the Moon.
No, Shockwave was the one that was like, yeah, I'm here now!
No, Soundwave has the speakers in him in this movie, right?
Yes, and Shockwave is the one with the one eye.
Yeah, okay. No, Soundwave was the one that did the murdering. Yeah, no, you're talking about that scene where Bumblebee is about to get killed as a trophy of war. Yeah, no, I feel that scene.
You know, and Sam was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the scene where the Autobots are leaving. That's a good scene, too.
Yeah.
Also, this movie is really well shot.
It's not bad.
I was surprised. Like, it looks a lot more like a movie than the other movies.
I think the first movie is really consistently Michael Bay, so it works. And it's also restrained Michael Bay.
Yeah.
But this movie does less of the Michael Bay-ness to it, which is weird because all of these movies have the same cinematographer, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But, like, it's... Yeah, no, I like the way this movie looks. It's not oversaturated with color like a lot of other Michael Bay movies are, which we'll get to that. But yeah, no, I like the way it looks, and it also has some of the best CGI in the whole series.
I think so too. It has some really good action sequences too.
Mm-hmm.
They did the shot where Bumblebee transforms and Sam's flying through the air, and then Bumblebee catches him and
that
turns
whole
into a car
highway
again.
chase scene is awesome.
Which they tried to do in the next movie, and it just didn't work.
The whole Battle of Chicago at the climax of the movie, I say that with quotes because it's like a whole hour.
Yeah,
is really long, but it's sweet.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff that happens.
It's cool. I like the Transformers spaceships.
Yeah, should we talk about Sentinel Prime?
Sentinel Prime is awesome.
He's cool. I really like his design.
Yeah,
I think
design's cool.
I think he's the coolest looking Transformer in this series.
Yeah, he's like red and shit.
He's red.
He's got that big sword that goes like whenever he moves it.
Yeah, he's kind of like streamlined, like almost like an Ultraman kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, Leonard Nimoy's voice is great.
And they play the clip at the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, this is the episode where Spock goes nuts, and I didn't catch that until this watch. Yeah. I was like,
it's like
it's funny.
Oh, we were watching this movie and it ended, and we were like, we actually like this. Who wrote this movie? And we were like,
oh, it's the same screenwriter as 4. What
happened? Aaron Kruger.
Aaron, man, if that's how you pronounce your name, what are you doing, buddy?
We liked Transformers 3. Why with the Transformers 4? Why?
I also like The Ring, Aaron. I know you weren't the only writer on that, but I like that movie too.
Yeah, but you also wrote a lot of bad movies. We looked you up.
Yeah, we did. We stalked you. He's not listening to this.
No. But now you guys know that he's...
I was like, this movie was over, and I was bothered by how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I don't remember enjoying it
he was
this much.
talking about it for a really long time.
I'm like pissed off, but I'm also really satisfied.
I know, I felt refreshed. I was like, that was a breath of fresh air.
I was reborn.
No.
As a Michael Bay aficionado.
Right. I don't know. I thought it was good. Who were the Transformers in this one? I thought there were some good additions.
There's Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, the usual. Sideswipe is still in it.
Sideswipe, Ironhide.
Ironhide. Oh yeah, Ironhide dies in this one. He gets shot in the chest and he has like Cheetos dust all over his face.
Yeah, that's kind of lame death.
A little weird.
That's a thing that I think they need to work on. Is finding ways for Transformers to die that affect you. Like the execution thing with Bumblebee. Like that's a good.
It's a good scene.
That's a good scene. That's a good way to kill off a Transformer. Like, it makes you feel it. But when it's just like, I'm Shockwave, blam! And then Ironhide's like, no.
There's always a death scene in the Transformers movie where I'm like, hey, yeah! But there's never like a, aw.
Yeah. Yeah, so, even when Optimus dies in 2, it just...
Oh, I feel nothing.
No, it's because all of the...
It's so lame.
It's because all of the Decepticons are there.
It's so lame. Megatron just comes up behind him and he's like, whoops!
Yeah. Ugh. Meh. What else? There's no Megan Fox in this movie.
The new girl isn't annoying.
No.
She has that scene where she like totally just like changes Megatron's mind on everything.
Oh yeah, she's like, "Why are you letting Sentinel Prime do all
which I always
this?"
thought was cool, or I always thought it was dumb actually. But then on this watch, I was like, Megatron's such a broken man though.
He is. I like his cape in this movie.
That sequence where he's in Africa and he's got the cape on. He's like feeding the little babies in the trash cans.
The baby Decepticons.
And he's missing a chunk of his head from two.
I like it. I like Megatron's design. I like that Starscream is still a little bitch.
Yeah.
Starscream is another one of my favorite Transformers, and just I hate him in these movies.
I like Starscream. He was underutilized in the first movie, but I like his design. They changed it a little bit as the series went on, but he has that cool filter on his voice in the first movie that they dropped that I was bummed about. And in this movie, he's got that cool scene where he's like, it's like Sam versus Starscream, and it starts out fun, but then after like he gets the bomb lodged in his eye, I'm kind of like, oh, dial it back a little.
He was killed by Shia LaBeouf. That is one of the worst ways for a Transformer to die.
Honestly, I feel like it serves the story well, because it's like take that, Transformer.
Yeah.
Like you got killed, but like Starscream's been such a constant in all the movies, and then finally getting killed by Sam, I feel like was in a way is like a climactic way to do it, but it's just a little ridiculous.
Yeah. The
way it goes by. It's like a joke scene too.
Another, I think, a good constant in these movies is the army dude.
Oh, Josh Duhamel's
Josh Duhamel, yeah, his character.
Oh, Captain Colonel
Crunch.
Lennox. Lennox, that's his name, Lennox.
So, yeah, I like him. He's always been a good character. Like, he's always just there, and he's like, ah!
He's always like, darn transform.
And he's in the new one, which, good.
Yeah, he's coming back for 5.
Good.
Which is nice.
And other things about, we were talking about Starscream. I just hate his design. I can't.
I think it's cool.
I can't with. He's
I like
just
his head.
he's a big triangle.
I think his arms are a little awkward in certain places, but I like his face.
I like his face, but he is a big triangle.
He's way cooler when he's flying.
You know, I call him the Dorito with arms.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
I understand what you mean. I think his design works a lot better when he's airborne.
Yeah, I like the jets on his back is a cool touch,
yeah.
But
I like his dialogue too.
They ruined my Transformer.
I like his dialogue. There's the bit where he takes down all the army helicopters coming into the city. He calls them locusts. I'm like, that's cool.
There's a bunch of funny bits in that movie. There are still bad things in this movie because it's a Michael Bay movie and there's always cheese, but like there's bits where like he's just flying around and then he has little subtitles that says what he's doing.
It's like Starscream checking in.
Oh no, but it's like Starscream going to this place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Starscream. That's it.
The first movie has that little short montage of all the Decepticons rolling out. It's like Bone Crusher en route. It's like, oh, okay. Barricade, I'm on my way.
Another thing is there's like Transformer introductions are always bad.
The Transformer, I think the first movie had cool introductions with all this scene with all the Transformers kind of introducing themselves, and it's like, hey, and then the second movie doesn't have that.
No.
I had to go to Target and look at the toys to figure out what their names were.
Right, and Transformer introduction, they're hard, but you can do them well. Like there's got to be a way that you can do an action sequence that it's like introducing all the characters and what they do, and then also say their name. There's got to be a way that you can do that, right?
Probably.
Like, so it'd be like, oh man, here goes Bumblebee, he's fighting, and then he's like, oh no, I'm in a tough spot, and then it's like, blammo, it's Ironhide, and it's like, bleep-a-doop-a-doop, and it's like, Ironhide's here, blah, blah, blah.
That's not an introduction, you already know who Ironhide is.
Well, but you know what I mean, like, something like that.
Sure, whatever.
And then, like, one of them gets hurt, and it's like, oh, crap, and then Ratchet's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm Ratchet, I'm gonna ratchet you up.
Shockwave's cool.
Shockwave is cool.
They introduce him earlier in the movie and he comes back. He doesn't really have any real bearing on the plot.
And he's not really anything like he was like in the original series.
He barely has dialogue.
But he has a cool design.
His design is cool. His voice is really scary.
His face is cool.
Yeah, the big graboid worm thing he drives around is really neat.
Yeah.
The only thing he ever really does of note in this movie is he attempts to steal the engine part in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of there for the rest of it. But
which is kind of, I said this during the movie, but that's kind of like what he was like in the original series. Is he was the guy who was on Cybertron.
yeah.
That was his job, is to be on Cybertron and watch the space bridge for Megatron. Which, I mean, good on you, Michael Bay or Aaron Kruger. You did it. You got his character.
The space bridge is this movie's MacGuffin.
Yeah. Well, Space Bridge and Shockwave, good connection, but... Oh, I thought... See, the Battle of Chicago had great stakes. There was gonna be a planet in the sky.
They show people
What?
turning into skeletons in this one.
Yeah, and also, as the movies go on, the Transformers get more and more gory for some reason.
Yeah, there's more and more blood as they keep going.
Like green
for some reason.
ooze, but like...
It's red in this one.
Yeah, and there's a giant planet in the sky, and you're afraid, you know?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the visual of like Cybertron in the atmosphere.
Exactly,
kinda.
like that
cool.
gives you a cool, daunting thing in the background to continuously worry
and
about.
again, it's like the cliche like blue laser into the sky, or whatever. But again, it's like I like the stakes in this one.
Yeah, I like that the actual thing goes all over the place. Like it gets knocked over and then it gets put back up, and then it gets knocked over and it gets put back up.
Yeah, there's some twists before the movie actually ends. It kind of goes back and forth on itself,
Which is good.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know. It was way better written than the last one. Rating?
Yes, out of 10.
Yeah,
recommend this one.
I'd
I
watch
like
it. If you like the Transformers, if you like Transformers, but you don't really like Michael Bay, watch the first one and the third one. That's
No, I think the third one's. The third one I think is Michael Bay. They're all Michael Bay.
Well, I'm just saying.
The first movie has some restraint though, and then this movie has a couple scenes in it where I'm like, that scene where what's the vulture transformer in this one, the
Laserbeak.
Laserbeak. Yeah, Laserbeak has a couple scenes in this, like the scene where he infiltrates the house with the little girl.
Yeah.
Is like really like weird for a Transformers movie, and like when I first saw it, I was like, what?
That's the first time that we were like, who wrote this movie?
Yeah, no, and then this time watching it, I was like, huh, that's so oddly not Michael Bay-ish, and it's like a 30-second scene, but it's like,
it's scary. It is.
It's weird.
I think it's cool.
I like it. Yeah, I like this one.
I like this one too. I think there's a lot of good additions, and they follow the lore of the Transformers a lot better in this one. And it was exciting, and it was paced well, and it looked nice.
I like all the villains.
Yeah, I liked all the villains too.
The human villain and the Transformer villain.
Right, and
were both good.
You felt like you understood both of them. So
yeah.
So good on you.
Sam isn't as outrageous in this one.
No, but he's good. He's still a human. You still connect with him.
I think Sam does have inconsistent motivations throughout the movies. I know in the second movie, he's like, I just want to be normal and go to college. In this movie, it's like, I just want to be not normal. I don't want to have to get a job.
Oh, okay, but my favorite part of this is when he's going around telling people that he has a medal.
Oh, yeah.
Because he got a medal from the president.
You want to know where I got this medal? Where? POTUS.
So I don't know. He's still good old Sam Witwicky.
Yeah, good. I like Sam Witwicky.
He's a good character.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
He makes these movies. He makes these movies.
He does.
He makes these movies.
All right, on to the next one. You know who doesn't make these movies?
Could it be Mark Wahlberg?
It is Mark Wahlberg.
Whoa.
Okay, spoiler alert. Fuck Transformers 4.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
So we're going to talk about Transformers 4
God!
Age of Extinction, which I thought should have been called Transformers.
Huge missed opportunity.
Or, okay, so I was thinking about this. So either it was a huge missed opportunity, or we would have seen that and gone, oh, great, yeah, funny.
Oh, I would have done that, but then I would have seen how bad the movie is, and I would have been like, it works. Whatever. Bad title for a bad movie.
Fits the movie, I guess.
Yeah, but then, it would be weird if they did that for all the movies, like Trans-tumors.
I like Trans-one-mers the best.
Trans-one-mers, Trans-three-mers.
Wouldn't it be weird to, like, see that there's a new Transformers series coming out, but it's called Trans-one-mers? You're like, I don't get it.
It's like Transformers 1.
Trans-one-mers.
Trans-one-mers.
So anyway, this movie's bad.
It's horrible. It's so bad.
It starts out bad.
It starts bad. it continues to be bad, and it ends badly.
Yeah. So it starts with this like weird dinosaur scene.
It's bizarre. It's like they didn't even like get like a real dinosaur in it. Like, first of all, I don't know what happened to the CG in this movie, but a lot of it is considerably worse.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't. It's not integrated into the world well. It just kind of seems there and lazy. It seems lazy.
Yeah. No, I think the whole new twist with the human corporation breaking through with Transformium and being able to build their own Transformers is like a cool concept. But they changed the transformation where it's like flying pixels instead of like machine parts changing, and it's supposed to be like ooh new, but it just looks lazy.
It looks stupid.
And it just looks fake.
It looks bad. Like it ruins the cool thing about the Transformers.
It's used cleverly once in this movie in the highway fight scene where Bumblebee fires the missiles at Galvatron and he explodes into a million pieces and then reforms.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Well, it would have been cool if they did like the Big Hero 6 thing where. You try, like, the villain's made up of a bunch of tiny parts, so you have to find a way to get rid of all of the parts. Or, there was, here, this is going to be a weird example. I watched an episode of The Batman, the WB cartoon series from, like, 2006. And there was an episode where the Joker became made of nanobots.
Why? I don't remember that one.
He got sucked into a computer, and then he found nanobots and became made of nanobots.
All right, whatever you say.
And then, just stay with me.
Okay.
And then throughout the movie, he found ways to make more nanobots. Or the episode.
Yeah.
And he became bigger and bigger and bigger.
This is ridiculous.
But, I mean, like... apply that to Transformers, and it kind of becomes cool.
Okay, that's the thing. Is like all they really changed was the transformation animation in this movie. It's like the Transformium, the human-built Transformers in this movie aren't any different.
No, they just don't have a personality.
Yeah, they're still just like faceless cannon fodder.
Yeah, and there is like no other Decepticons except for Megatron. It's so annoying.
And Megatron's new design is like his new voice does not at all stick with me.
He looks cheap. His face is cool.
The Galvatron, I think the face is the most boring part of his whole design.
I don't like the thing around his head, but I like his like.
It looks like something I would have drawn in my math notebook in like middle school. I don't like it.
Yeah, he looks fat in this movie.
Yeah, his truck is super lame that he turns into.
Yeah, I think Optimus's truck is lame too.
I like the I don't want to say development. I guess the development of Galvatron in this movie, like he's like a human-made Transformer that's been programmed, but they lose control of him.
I think that's cool too, but it's dropped because then from that point on he's just Megatron.
Yeah.
There's no difference. It's just Megatron.
I think Lockdown is a cool villain. He's got some like awful dialogue, but then he's also got a couple monologues in the movie that I think are kind of cool.
I think he's a cool idea. I think the bounty hunter transformer.
Yeah, the neutral bounty hunter transformer thing is really cool.
Yeah,
to me.
that's really cool.
I like his design. Sort of like his silhouette is not interesting at all.
No, it's just a person.
No, but I do like the way like his face looks and like his stance and like his gun hand is cool and his gun face.
His face
awesome.
turns into a gun and he like has a bunch of like goggly things that he can do with his face.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he turns into a sweet car. Like he just is a cool car.
Yeah.
I don't know. All the other Transformers are like weird. Except for
John Goodman is having such a good time in this
Hound
movie.
is my favorite design for a Transformer in this series.
I remember always thinking like John Goodman would make a really good Transformer, and now he is one. Yeah. And he's great. He's awesome.
I think Hound he's really well designed and he's got a cool voice. He's got a
personality.
Cool look. I like his helmet. He's got a helmet.
His beard is cool. He's got like a Transformer cigar.
Yeah,
too.
That's cool too. And he shoots with it at one point in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's just like bam with his cigar. And so that's cool. John Goodman he rocks.
Ken Watanabe though as a Transformer, I don't like the design.
He's racist.
His face is too human. He's like weirdly, he's like this cliche samurai, and he's like, oh, time is but a flower, and I'm like, that doesn't seem.
He's a fortune cookie. He's
it's a little like I'm like
cookie.
Is that insensitive? I'm like, his design sucks.
Then there's a Transformer with a jacket.
Which one is that?
I don't know.
I forget his name. He's green. I don't understand the jacket.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
That's who he is. I don't.
Ratchet dies in this movie.
Yeah,
I like the Ratchet death scene.
But my favorite joke in this movie is my joke, by the way. They're in the barn and Optimus is like, there's only Autobots can fix me. And then I'm like, and his name is Ratchet, the only Autobot who can fix me.
They never actually fix Optimus in this movie, do they?
No.
Mark Wahlberg takes the missile out of him, but then he's like, I need to get to my Autobots to get fixed.
And then they're just driving down the road and he scans another truck and he's like, I'm okay, I'm fine.
I don't fucking get it.
Another point where that happens...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, another point where that happens in the movie is he gets stabbed with his own sword and he's like, oh no!
No, early in the movie, Lockdown shoots him through the chest and like his whole chest blows up and he gets shot like through it. And it's in that countryside fight scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, didn't that same thing happen to him technically in like the second movie and he like freaking died?
He died. Well, and then later in the movie he's stabbed with his own sword and he's like, no! And
it's
then,
like in his chest.
And then he rips it out and then he stabs Lockdown with it and it kills Lockdown.
I don't get it.
I like it should... Does Lockdown just have a weak heart?
I'm so old. My hip.
Oh, Lockdown.
Ah.
Let's talk about all the human characters.
I was just about to bring that up. This movie has probably the worst human characters in like maybe any recent Hollywood movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, this movie what was it 14?
2014.
Yeah, just
Mark Wahlberg sucks.
Okay, here's the problem with Mark Wahlberg is he can do everything.
He's not interesting. He's like I'm an inventor,
but
and I'm also really buff and strong.
I'm a jock,
and I'm also a good dad.
Yeah,
sort of.
I'm good at everything.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like they're like, here's a problem, and Mark Wahlberg's like, I'll just dress up like a scientist and go in because I'm smart.
And they try to give him like a relatable problem again, where he's like, oh man, I want my daughter to have a successful future. I need to figure out how to pay for her college. But I'm like, dude, the target audience of your movie is like 14-year-olds.
Yeah, and it's funny because his daughter is constantly pointing out the flaws in the movie. They're like, she's like, what? The truck is gonna fix it? And you're like, exactly.
And you know what? She's awful too.
She is awful.
She's really bad.
The girl who plays
Katara in the Last Airbender movie, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And not only that, but she's okay. So she's supposed to be the movie's hot chick, quote unquote. And, like, the joke is that she's underage.
Yeah.
And it's a little weird.
I know.
Like, a bunch of, like, 50-year-old men wrote this movie.
She has a boyfriend, and...
Who is the worst character in this entire movie. He is
Irish, and the first time he's introduced, the girlfriend goes... Dad, this is Shane. He's my boyfriend and he drives.
That's all you know about him is that he drives.
He's her boyfriend.
He comes out of nowhere. There's no backstory, and he doesn't do anything
funny.
in this movie, but he drives.
Oh, and then Mark Wahlberg calls him Lucky Charms the entire movie.
They have a whole scene justifying statutory rape.
This guy has the Romeo and Juliet law in his wallet.
In his wallet.
Oh my! He's a rapist. He's a rapist.
My God.
Just to like imagine the situations that he has needed that. Just be like, no, it's legal.
Stanley Tucci is extremely annoying in this, which is a bummer because I like Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, his character does too many flip flops in this movie.
I think he's cool when he's first introduced. He's like that Steve Jobs parody.
Yeah, that's funny.
Kinda, like I like that. And then once he gets to China, he's like a cartoon character.
Well, I expected him to die.
I wanted him to die.
But honestly, I saw him and I was like, oh, they're gonna kill him off, and it's gonna be a funny moment.
No, because what he is he's the John Turturro replacement for this movie, so he's gonna be in all the sequels.
Oh, great!
Great, obviously. But I mean,
great.
like, god damn, he's annoying.
Kelsey Grammer's in this movie.
Kelsey Grammer is awesome in this movie. He plays the human villain, and he's great. He's so evil, and he plays it so straight.
Yeah.
And some of his dialogue sucks, but he's like so good at like that scary like brr, Mark. He's like, there's this scene where he sits down with Mark Wahlberg, and he's like, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way," and I'm like, Kelsey Grammer!
Yeah.
My man.
Also, T.J. Miller's in this movie for 5 minutes.
He basically says some jokes and then he dies.
They just drop him. I was so mad because I was like, I would see more of that. That's because he was, to me, he was the thing that was missing without having Shia LaBeouf there. Because he was the one, he was the weird one, and he was the wise ass one, and he was the funny one, and then they just killed him.
Okay,
I almost feel like he was written into the movie, but then the writers were like, but we need Mark Wahlberg to be relatable.
They didn't want to pull another Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like they had more for him and he was going to be in the movie, but they wanted to put more of the daddy-daughter boyfriend drama in, and they were like, where does T.J. Miller fit into this? I don't know. And then they were just like, boop.
I guess you can give him credit because it's really the only time in any of these movies that like any of the main cast has been killed off.
Yeah.
But it's so lame. Like I don't give a shit about T.J. Miller in this movie at all. He's lame, and then he just like turns into a metal skeleton, and you're like, oh, and all the characters are like, oh.
We said
okay.
we said that he would be a good Transformer.
He would have been an awesome
Hot
voice
Shot. I want him to be Hot Shot.
Yes, exactly. They wasted him on like a human character, and I don't get it. Maybe he'll come back like his metal skeleton will walk on like, guys, I'm okay.
Well, I always thought because like it was like and it turns it into an area that's right for Transformers, right? That's basically. I thought that he was
converts matter into transformium.
Yeah, I thought that he was gonna be a Transformer. That
would be stupid if they put like his brain in a transformer.
No, but he turns into Transformium, and then he turns into a Transformer.
Ridiculous.
I know, but that's what I was expecting from this movie.
No, he died, and I was like, I don't care.
I'm the T.J. Miller robot.
Oh God!
He's the only robot that doesn't have a cool Autobot name.
He's just like a weird Terminator, like, hey guys!
He's like T.J. Millercron.
He's like, oh, what's up, dudes?
He's like, oh, dude, I'm going surfing.
Oh, dude!
He's a motorboat.
He's like a canoe.
He's the only boat transformer. And so he can never transform because all the fighting happens on land.
What are some other human characters in this movie? Is that it? Did we get all of them? There's the blonde lady that they kind of introduced.
The Asian lady, too, that is
oh, yeah, Stanley Tucci's assistant, that he has like there's like implied sexual tension between.
But just for Stanley Tucci.
And it's like haha funny, but like no one's laughing at it. This movie has the worst humor. Any of the movies none of the jokes land.
We haven't talked about the agent yet.
Oh my God!
The agent, the best line in
what
this
is his
movie.
name? I forget his name.
I call him the walking warrant.
Yeah, okay, so there's a scene where he shows up at Mark Wahlberg's house, and he's like, we know you're keeping the truck here, where's Optimus Prime? And
he's
Mark Wahlberg's like,
where's your warrant?
And he turns to him and he goes, my face is my warrant. And it's like, no!
The first time I watched that movie, I went out loud in the theater, I went, what?
I cried laughing when I saw this movie for the first time. I was like, I called my sister into the room. I was like, Ellen, come here. You, a human being wrote this movie. And she was like, no way.
Well, and then he's like, shoot his daughter. it's like,
he comes in, he's like, I lost a sister in Chicago. I'm gonna shoot your daughter.
Well, and then like 4 seconds later, Optimus is like, "Oh man, she's gonna shoot her," and then he goes, "I'm here."
He comes out of the barn and like he's hiding from the government people, and then they're about to shoot Mark Wahlberg's stupid daughter in the stupid face, and so he blasts out of the barn and he screams in slow motion, "Here I am!" And you're like,
well,
what?
It's like he might as well be saying like, I was the truck the whole time! Surprise! Somebody said Optimus truck!
You mentioned you liked the broken down Optimus design from the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
And I do too. I think it looks cool.
I think that's the coolest Optimus Prime design.
He's all dusty and he's falling apart.
Well, and he's got his chest plate is different.
Yeah.
And he's got
his
yeah, he
falls off.
He looks like the Armada Transformer.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. Like, he's all boxy and...
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the Optimus in 3, too, is that he's got the trailer.
Yeah, the arsenal.
Yeah, the trailer
He calls it his fight tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trailer is very cool.
Yeah.
And I think... Also, Optimus just has bad lines in this movie. Like,
really,
Optimus just seems like a joke, and Optimus Prime should not be a joke.
Peter Cullen's performance is still spot on.
Well, of course, because
he reads every line seriously.
Yeah,
he plays it straight. He's pretty good in it.
Yeah.
But oh man, some of Optimus's dialogue is just like,
I feel like that's a problem throughout all the movies, though. I think sometimes they have him say things just at random times.
His best dialogue is in the first movie.
Yeah, but even in then, they just have moments where he seems like he's just talking to nothing. And it's like in the scene where they're in the backyard, they all just say random things at weird times.
Yeah.
And it's just it doesn't seem like it's an actual thing that people are talking.
I mean, they are cartoon characters, technically.
Right, but even if you watch...
No, yeah, I know, it just doesn't fit in the universe.
And it doesn't fit in the universe, and it just doesn't seem real. It seems like weird ADR that's just kind of off. And you know what? That's something that always bothered me about these movies, too, is you can listen to the audio of the of the human characters, and it sounds like they're like in the middle of a battle. But anytime a Transformer talks, it's crisp and clear. Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah. And you know what? The first movie didn't have that problem.
Yeah, I know, and like Starscream's voice was cool, and Optimus seemed like far away. But every time Optimus talks in this movie, it's like crisp and clear, like he's narrating.
No. I've always noticed that in all the sequels. Is like there's always moments where, it's like the Transformers' voices are like you could tell are like in the front of like the.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're supposed to take precedence, and they're louder, and they're just like clearer.
And they don't have. I always felt like there wasn't enough. There's like no filters on their voices.
No, they just sound like people.
Yeah, they don't sound. It doesn't sound like a voice coming out of like a metal.
Yeah. Except Soundwave.
Yeah.
Soundwave was done well, and the first movie's Starscream.
Yeah. All the Transformers in the first movie, really. Optimus Prime's voice kind of has a bit of like an echo in some of the scenes in the first movie. But yeah, and then they just kind of drop it. It's like they did the voice recording and then just kind of called it a day. It's a little weird. What else is there to talk about? This movie, I like Michael Bay's directing style. I just love how visual like overkill it is.
The color correction.
Hold on. I wouldn't call Michael Bay's style usually overkill. I would call it hyper stylized.
I would, and busy,
some people like
busy.
that.
I would call it busy.
Yeah, some people like it. Some people don't. I think it's cool. It's his thing. It's his thing. And
it's his thing. It's not my favorite thing. I like
this movie. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I like to be able to pick apart a movie, like, every time you watch it, to be able to spot something different, but I don't like it when, like, in these movies, there's just too much to do that. It's always moving, so there's nothing hidden in the background for you to notice. It's just there to be something, and that's what I don't like about it.
This movie, though, is a fucking eyesore.
Yeah,
oh my god.
The color correction and the contrast is just ridiculous.
People are orange in this movie.
People are orange. Everything is, like, a weird, like, it's either blue or yellow. It's
oh my god, the colors are disgusting.
The scene that comes to mind like immediately is when they're in the gas station, and everything is blue and yellow, and then there's like green in there. Like, what is green in there?
Like every scene that's outdoors, the sky is like it looks like somebody took like acrylics and just like threw it, like somebody took a piss on the film. Like it's just it's so like it's warm and it's just sticky looking and
Oh, another thing that bothers me. We're just gonna talk about things that bother us.
There's everything in this movie that bothers us.
Another thing that bothers me about this movie is they don't give locations. Like they're like the movie starts in like
Texas,
the Arctic.
Oh yeah, the Arctic, and then they show Mark Wahlberg in Texas, USA.
Texas, USA, and you're like, oh great, at least they were specific.
And then like 20 minutes later, they're in Chicago, and it's like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah, let's talk about the stupid spaceship.
Lockdown ship.
Yeah, lockdown ship. It's dumb.
I think it's a cool design, and I like that it has like its own little weather system around it and shit like that.
But you know what? It's just a bigger version of Sentinel Prime's ship.
I think they set it up like it's gonna have some sort of big plot relevance, but all it does is it does the Man of Steel gravity weapon thing.
Yeah.
It's like I saw that a year before.
There's a pretty cool fight scene in this where a Hound is just fighting off 1 million Decepticons.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's cool. It's fun to watch, but it doesn't hold any weight.
No. And you know he's gonna make it out. That's the thing.
They start playing like sad music over it, and there's like slow mo, and it's like, what? Why? What am I supposed to be feeling?
Yeah, but John Goodman is still saying funny things. It's so so poorly executed. Ugh. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. Just like they're so vague. This whole movie, like they just do things that are just vague.
I always thought the Transformers movies had really good scores. I think Steve Jablonsky did a really good job with the music, but I don't remember any of the music in this one.
No, like the theme in 3 is really cool. It's kind of like darker and stuff.
The first movie's score is awesome.
Even 2 with the weird Linkin Park tie-in, like that. Yeah, that theme is still the theme that I will sing. If you're like sing a song from Transformers, I'm like, I can do that.
And then in this movie, they splice in the Imagine Dragons in a few scenes, and if they had done it like Transformers 2, with how they spliced in Linkin Park, would have been fine. But they put lyrics in this movie in a few scenes, like it's like you'll be watching like a fight scene and all of a sudden you'll hear the lead singer of Imagine Dragons and I'm like, stop.
This is another one of my least favorite things about the Transformers series is they continuously do that. That's not just a thing in this movie. There's a bunch of moments in like like with the Green Day.
Okay, well that's
Ew.
that's just using soundtrack. This is the movie's actual score, though.
I know, but
There's a difference.
They do a bad job with soundtrack too.
Oh
though.
yeah, Transformers 2 is they uses 21 guns like 4 times in that movie?
Yeah, and Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yeah.
It plays when Megan Fox is sad.
It's all this really bad pop music from like 2008 and 2009. It's like it ages the movie so hard.
Oh, those songs are from like 2006.
Yeah.
It's
21 Guns? No, that was a big song when that movie came out.
Yeah, that's true. But Boulevard of Broken Dreams was not.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I'm sure there's more that's bad about this movie.
But I had something. It's too long.
Oh yeah,
It's almost 3 hours.
It's stupid long, and just there's no stakes, and you don't care about anyone. You don't even care about. Oh, Bumblebee had a cool design for like 4 minutes.
Oh, the cool retro Bumblebee?
Yeah, and he's black, and it's sweet, and then he just changes it. He gets all pissy. You don't even like Bumblebee in this movie.
Bumblebee's just annoying. I'm bothered that they don't even mention Sam.
I know, like, not even, Bumblebee isn't all, he just, Bumblebee, like, pulls out his wallet, and he's got, like, a picture of Sam, and he's like, oh, I miss me.
I appreciate the attempt to start something new with a bunch of new characters and redesigning all the Transformers, and it's like, I get it, but, like, man, you can't just drop the last 3 movies like that.
Ugh.
And I don't buy this movie's, like, part of the plot of this movie is, like, the government's hunting down the Transformers now because they don't trust them. I don't buy that.
No, it just seems weird.
It's so forced after it's been established 2 movies ago that like
so they're working with a Transformer. That is just dumb.
Yeah. Okay, so like Transformers 2 and 3, there's like the Transformers are working for the government and they're like, oh, thanks guys, you're such a big help. And then in this movie, it's like, fuck you guys, we're hunting you all down. And then it's like, but like Kelsey Grammer's working with a bounty hunter Transformer in a gigantic ship full of other Transformers.
And Stanley Tucci is making Transformers.
Yeah. Like
we all hate Transformers.
I don't buy it. It's lame. And then like China would have been a really cool setting for the final battle sequence if it wasn't a commercial.
Oh, Dinobots.
Okay, people complain about the Dinobots in this movie. I think they're cool.
They look cool in dino form.
They do. I like their voices and like I think the roars are a little wimpy.
Yeah, I think it's funny that they're just there to be dinosaurs.
I like that.
Yeah, they don't do anything else. He's like, I am a leader.
Yeah, he's like, I'm giving you freedom, but then he's like, protect my family or die. It's like, Optimus Prime, you're like a sociopath.
Yeah.
In these movies.
Every character is unlikable in this movie.
I don't. Yeah, how do you make me not like Optimus Prime?
And Bumblebee.
What the hell?
The only person that I was like, oh, come on, was Ratchet. And Ratchet was like, all the Autobots just want to help.
This movie has such soulless pandering to Chinese audiences.
Yeah.
The whole last hour of the movie takes place in China, and there's weird cameos with Chinese celebrities that I don't know who they are, but it's like they show like the Chinese government like quickly responding to everything, like they're real responsible and blah, blah, and it's like putting so much like. It's like, guys, look, we're in China, right?
All the product placement is terrible in this movie, too.
Yeah, oh my god, that shot where it lingers on the Bud Light.
And then he opens it.
Mark Wahlberg picks one up and takes a swig.
Like,
and
screw you, dude. I'm drinking Bud Light.
And there's one scene that's like this slow-mo shot with like this explosion tearing up a street. And right in the foreground, right in the center, is this Victoria's Secret.
In China.
I
don't know if that's a thing. Is there Victoria's Secret?
And I know like all the movies have had product placement in them, but this movie is just wow.
It's
just
blatant.
shameless.
It's just bad. Also, I saw Microsoft too, and Samsung, and
all the movies have that. But like this movie like throws it in your face,
and it does not make me want a Bud Light. I'll tell you that.
It doesn't make me want Victoria's Secret products. No. I'll tell you that much.
But that milk, though.
Yeah, that milk, though.
And on that note, are we giving a rating for Transformers 4?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Heck no.
Don't put, unless you like watching bad movies, like, yeah, this is a great movie to rip to shreds.
I paid $15 for this Blu-ray, this movie, and I don't regret it because I have to show it to everyone I know. I've seen this movie like 4 or 5 times now just because it's so bad.
I have also, for that reason, I saw it in theaters.
I didn't. I felt bad.
I saw it in theaters.
But I'm glad that
are you excited? First, so don't watch this movie. Unless you like bad movies, don't watch this movie.
You have to if you want to see Transformers 5, though.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted
characters
to talk about for just like right now is, are you excited for Transformers 5?
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. I
Just-
think it's got so many weird things that I'm just hearing about it. That
Anthony Hopkins and
Nazis.
Nazis and stuff, and there's a tank in it, and
Yeah.
there's a new team of writers too.
there's, and also the cool soldier guys coming back.
Yeah, the teaser poster that they came up with it with the 3-headed Transformer dragon is really cool.
Yeah.
I
It's-
like the title. The plot synopsis sounds bizarre.
Yeah, I like that it's weird.
Merlin.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's so weird, and I don't know. I like Transformers. I will always watch Transformers.
They're entertaining.
They are
I
entertaining.
will always pay money to see a Transformers movie, but god damn it, Transformers 4 just drops the ball so hard.
Yeah, well, I hope you're ready because they're going until Transformers 9.
You know what? Good. I don't care. Like, I'd rather go see a Transformers movie than any of the Marvel movies, to be honest.
Well, and you know what? I want to see. I know it's not going to happen, but I would love. Like, I would not mind Mark Wahlberg's character if he was paired up with Shia LaBeouf.
It'd be cool. I don't know if Shia LaBeouf would ever come back for these. I don't think they would ask him to, and I honestly don't know if he would say yes to that. But
I think, but like that's the like. I love buddy cop movies. Like that is the perfect way to do a buddy cop movie. Is like with giant robots.
yeah. Can I say one other thing?
Yeah.
Like, I know I just said, like, oh, Transformers 9, good. But, like, Transformers 3 feels like such a climax to me.
I know.
It should have ended there.
Yeah.
They close all these loose ends, and they... Really, the only reason 4 sucks is because 3 made over $1 billion, and so they farted out another one.
Yeah.
I don't think they had any plans to keep going until 3 made a buttload of money.
A ton of money.
So much money. And I think 4 made more.
Probably. It's because
It made bank in China.
Yeah.
It made over $1 billion.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm excited for Transformers 5. Do I expect good from Transformers 5? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see the trailers and...
I think the day that another Transformers movie comes out and it's the reviews aren't overwhelmingly negative I think I'll be really happy.
Yeah.
Because I miss how good the first movie was.
I just want them to... They stopped being really fun after the first one. Like, they
think-
never got back to the level of fun that it was supposed to. It's a kid's toy! It's a toy!
Like the first movie, it's like the perfect action movie.
Yeah, like the original series was like made to sell toys. Like, treat it like toys.
I don't know if I want that. I just want like I like the first movie and like the government secret stuff is
But
cool.
that, you know, but
and
like
the action movies are cool. And
it kind of like all the action in that movie feels like I was playing with my toys.
Yeah, exactly. And they dial it back in places, and then the second movie's blah.
And then the third one,
third movie has parts in it that are blah, but for the most part,
I liked it.
Yeah.
And the fourth movie is just bad.
It's trash. It's a dumpster fire.
So Transformers 5, who knows?
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I'm not gonna be optimistic. I'm not gonna be pessimistic. I'm just gonna see it.
I'm just gonna walk in there and just say, this movie's about to happen.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, I like Transformers. My name's Ethan.
I'm Joe.
This was Uncultured Swine. You uncultured
We
swine.
ended this on a very sentimental note. Really, really toned it down. Really, really brought it down a little bit to a nice volume.
And this is the part where we fade out.
I hope y'all are comfy at home.
Well, we're just gonna sit here and
We're just gonna sit here and drink some coffee.
just keep drinking and.
Oh, that's really cold coffee.